So today we start working with soul retrieval. So during the lifetime, even during the pregnancy, there is so many things happening to us, to our mom, and it's affecting us. Like when we have very strong emotional impact, and we don't know how to deal with this. It could be, of course, stressful situations, but could be very big excitement, could be stressful as well. So we don't recognize it as a losing soul, but it could be there as well. So when we have such situations and we don't know how to deal with them, we're losing some energy. So when I'm talking about losing pieces of soul, it's not like you chip some pieces of it, but you're losing some significant, sometimes, energy source, energy, and it's weakens your soul, and it's so you can move forward, but it will be much slower and not as pleasant as it's supposed to be. So today we will go and return to us those soul energy that we lost on the during the lifetime. As much as you can, don't force much, like don't really have, the goal is not to return everything at the same time. So you can repeat this exercise as many times as you feel needed, and be very gentle to yourself. So if you have some water, it's good, and just keep moving and explore. Allow your body to invite this energy back to your body, because what I've noticed that body is very important for us, but soul is the owner of the house. And when something happens to us, unpleasant or too much, the soul is just leaving the body. If it doesn't have energy to deal with this, it's leaving. And house is left abandoned, and it's nobody takes care of the body, and everybody can come in and do whatever they want to the body. Some stuff starts happening to it. So now we want to make sure that the soul, as an owner of the body, has enough energy to come back to us and clean the house and take care of the house and be very gentle and very strict sometimes owner of the house. So the goal is not just collect the energy for the soul, but return the soul to the body as well. Establish this connection, very strong connection between your soul and your body, because this is what really we care about right now, about our body, how we're moving forward, because soul is such a big concept, but how we can use this concept and feel benefits right now, right here, and not really worried about future lives or past lives. I want you to come back to the present moment and feel comfortable with your soul and with your body and with your spirit right here. So I'll show you some drawings that we've done on Friday, and I've done one more drawing since then about the soul retrieval. So this is a Friday class. So this will look like a flower, and this is my another drawing. So the same flower, just different, more gentle, not as demanding power. So this is what we are going to do. Yours will look may look completely different, and as always, it will be unique. So right now, I will invite you to do 2 minutes exercise and write down in 2 minutes situations where you feel like you lost something. It could be accidents, it could be some relationships, it could be some scandals or big conflicts. aggression, or maybe something that is not completed enough. It could be birth process, it could be delivery of your babies, it could be loss of somebody that you was very important to you. So, and it could be human or pet, or maybe like for 3 years old, a cat died, and it will be as dramatic as for you right now losing somebody else. So don't underestimate, like if it comes to your mind and it's like any events, any people that you related to, any situations, you just write down them, and we will bring and like we will invite them to come back. This energies that we left, the emotions that we left there, we will invite in present moment and take it back and unite everything and integrate. So 2 minutes, we write all the situations. It could be many, or maybe sometimes much fewer. So don't feel bad if like, oh, I have only 3 situations. They could be very big ones. And it's very important to take the energy from them. And it's probably the energy will be enough for you for today to integrate. Okay, what I'm doing 2 minutes timer. Are we ready? Do we have a pen? Do we have a paper? So we're making list of situations or events in our life that we feel that something lost or something stuck there. So, okay, ready, go. We still have about 20 seconds. Okay. Okay, so how many situations did you have? So what I've noticed about myself, I'm doing it already a 3rd time, and it's less and less situations, but they bigger. That for some reason I did not even remember that how much they impacted me in first time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15.
I had 15.
I have 15 as well. So the situation, there are some words that for some reason there are 2 times in a different time. I have a word hope. hope is still be. Maybe I lost it on during some time. And we can add more when we start drawing. So don't feel that like, oh, I forgot something. You always welcome to add something more. And even we will add some pieces that we don't remember exactly, then we cannot name them yet, but we still remember that something has happened and I feel that something is lost there. So we just bring this energy back, but you don't really have to name it at this moment. Okay, so let's me, what I'm like a little bit slow today. So I will start, I switch camera so we can see what we are going to do. I keep my list. So again, so this is how my soul looks. And this is the first one, this is the second attempt. And you see that every time you do it, it will look different, but it will be yours. And it's different. Every time you will do, you will notice something, not just the energy is coming, but some understanding is coming to you as well. Okay, so the first we are going to do, draw yourself the size of your soul, like how that will represent your current condition, your current quality of the soul. So anywhere on, like in the center of the paper, just draw a circle that will represent the size of your soul, that right now, that you aware of, that you use it constantly, that you, or it use you. So it's really hard to say who uses who, but this is the energy that you have access right now. And next step, we will start drawing petals as flower petals that will represent the situations. The first level, I invite you to draw events where you lost some energy that related to the childhood. It could be the birth process itself. It could be, and you can sign them if you want, or just leave them blank. You can name them, or maybe sometimes even just draw the flower that will represent event in your life, but not necessarily give the precise name to it and too much detail. So it could be some something that happened to your mom during the pregnancy. And you write, and you will notice that some of the petals will be bigger, some of them will be smaller. So you can just trust to your hand, trust to your body. So for example, when I was a child, I fall off the window. This, and I did it on Friday, and I keep bringing it back. So it's a, maybe I just want to make it bigger. And so childhood, it could be from 0 to 10 years old, because if you had many events, you can do the first 10 years, second 10 years, and adult life. So if you had many of them, if you don't right now don't have any events that happen, like don't remember, and the childhood, you can start doing the adult right away. It means that something that is important, so do it what is important for you right now, what you remember. So for me, the like I know that I said like this is will be childhood, but for me, the delivery of my first baby was quite traumatized experience, and the second baby was not as fun as I expected. And I had a situation in childhood. And what is interesting, like when I was writing the about this list, and I've noticed that rabbits show up. And now I remember that it was a traumatized experience when I've seen my father used to have rabbits, and I witnessed once how he had to kill them, and it was not a pleasant experience for me, and it triggers the whole list of losing people in my life. Some of them are very dramatic, some of them much less. So when I finish the first layer, I start second layer. And I keep growing my soul. I keep returning this energy from past to present. So this is my present, and I bring it back. I activate it and I bring it back. People, relationship that I stuck with. Maybe somebody scared you. Like maybe somebody like maybe you experienced bullying. It could be random people in your life, or maybe it's very close to you people. And I start the next level. And I just keep, it really does not matter for me anymore what kind of events happen to me, but just bringing back the energy wherever I lost, wherever I feel that something missing. Okay. And this endless process, you can make even bigger leaves or petals. You can glue it to bigger piece of paper if you feel like you need it. So it's now everything seems like nice and beautiful on my picture, but there is no activation. There is no really the sense of unity. I want to unite it and integrate it again. So what I'm going to do next is I will do a catharsis, emotional catharsis in the middle of the flower to activate the energy, to let go the blockages that still don't allow me to take this energy back, to accept this energy. So, and I put my feet on the ground, collect this energy in my body, emotions related to it, like emotion starts activating. And I deep inhale. And with exhale, I do catharsis in the middle, just in the middle. If you feel like you want to go wider, do wider. But the goal is to activate this flower, to release these blockages that don't allow me to accept this beautiful soul. My rejection, it's always about my rejections. So deep in, and with exhale, we do catharsis in the middle of the flower. So everyone has done it. Do you feel how the energy has shifted now. We made more mass, but now everything feels more activated. So everything is moving. There is a moving, there is a energy and emotions related to it. So, and we start rounding from the middle, from the present moment. We want to activate our resources. What do we have right now? Right here. So when we have enough energy at the present moment, we can move to the past or to the future. So we always have this point, present moment, where we have everything we need. We just need to access it. We just need to activate it. It's like we're trying to say like, okay, I own it. I want it. And we start. On Friday, I tried to do some drumming, but did not really work well with Zoom and microphones. So we'll see. I brought different instruments, but I'll show you later when we finish the drawing. When we start inviting this beautiful soul back to our body. Today I feel like I'm talking slow. Maybe I just feel relaxed too much. And you activate, you're rounding all the corners as we've done before many times. And we just keep rounding, keep reducing, transforming conflicts in the resources and allow the energy move freely. And it's so if you have any lines that catharsis lines that exceed the center, it's okay. We will do them a little bit later, but let's first of all focus on the middle. So if you have a big catharsis, it's actually good. It means it's a lot of energy, a lot of pressure related to it we were able to release. Like the bigger catharsis, the bigger charge we have. Bigger activation. We keep breathing, so make sure that you breathe. Notice how you're breathing. Do you feel that it's shallow or is it deep? Is it how the air is moving through your body? So you can just and when I rounded everything inside, I start using this energy like and access the whole flower, the whole soul, and I just use the neural line going through them. And if you have the spiky petals like I do, you can lead this neural lines through the middle and just activate. So you can start from the center, but you can make them like, allow them to be to create their own path, and maybe 2 or 3 passes from the one root. It's like a branches that is starting growing in different directions. So we really don't need to be like to start every line from the middle. We just use the middle for the activation, for the activating enough energy to go and take it back. So we're going and we are returning to us what already belonged to us. We don't really take anybody's energy. We take what is ours. We take it back. So we don't have to take anybody's else energy right now. Because when we don't have enough energy to move forward, we start to use it from anywhere else. We start using it from other people. So sometimes we start unintentionally dragging this energy from other sources, from our friends, from our family, from work, from substances. So, but we still be able to have this, follow this ecology and still have enough energy. Everything, when we were born, we had more than enough to accomplish this life purpose, life experience. So we wanted to make sure that we return these resources that intended to be ours. And I just start bringing more lines, and you may bring them even more later. So we just drawing this lotus of our flower, of our soul. The more lines you're adding, the more energy you return, the more energy, the more resources you will have in present moment. It will require some work to round all these corners, because of course it's you have to deal with conflicts to return this energy. Whatever why are we losing the energy? Because when we don't really have enough wisdom, enough energy to deal with the situation, we tried to escape. And when we escape, we always lose something. We have to sacrifice something when we're running away. So we leave something behind. And today we have enough energy to come back and gently return our belongings back to us, back to our present moment. And when you have enough lines, you may start rounding corners. And as always, like if you get overwhelmed with so many lines, you have options to do few lines and round them, few lines and round them. So and slowly and gently increasing the how many lines you're ready to deal with. So you don't really have to finish all lines at the same time. You can make it gentler. So I'm usually want to see the whole picture before I start rounding, but you feel whatever feels comfortable for you, do it. So don't really try to be as everybody, because there is no such even understanding like everybody. Don't compare yourself with anybody. So trust your intuition, trust your body, trust your experience. What you feeling, what you experiencing right now. And if you signed your petals, you may notice, where do you start rounding? What is easier for you to work with? It's interesting that I started to round from the outside layer instead of going to inside. And we just round them and keep rounding. And if you notice, like when we round, everything seems united. Everything seems safer and dynamic at the same time. Like there is a peace and movement. This is how really the energy should feel, that we are not rushed, we're just peacefully moving through the life. So we have this inner point, inner peace, inner center balanced. So we not just react to the life, but consciously make a decision, even if the decision is to trust your intuition. To trust your intuition is quite a big decision. So, and just go with the flow. So if you have any questions, let me know. So, and I will ask you, how do you feel right now? So do you feel any reactions in your body? Do you feel any emotions? Because it could be.
Yeah, I think I have starting vibrating, like my heart chakras. It's like it's impulsing.
Okay. Just observe it. So don't really, because when you observe it, you start guiding it. The breathing as well, the air that you going in your body, and it's leading. You can lead it to the heart. Just gently, when you pay attention to your heart, you bring in more attention and more love and more energy to there, even more air going, more oxygen going there. So energy goes where your thoughts are going. So
yeah, I'm working with my childhood wish and it didn't happen.
it's it could be very life-changing. It's yeah, disappointments are very, like, there's so much energy we're losing when we're disappointed, and not just in somebody's, but especially when we're disappointed in ourselves, like when we wanted to be somebody and we become somebody else. So, and see, maybe you can when you return this piece, like this wish that what you wanted as a child, maybe there still be time to achieve this goal. A different level, of course, but it could be achievable as well. This desire that was, you can do it as a hobby or just as an experiment to see. There's very often when we were dreaming to become somebody, we project this desire on our children as well. So it's kind of could be challenging for kids to live your dreams. It's not related to you, Diana, but it's just in general. So I know about myself that, so for example, I wanted to play piano as a child and it's never happened. And both my kids play piano. At least they learn how to do it. So I thought it's an important skill. But when we push too hard, like if you wanted to be Olympic champion, Olympics, and it's never happened, and you start pushing your child that has no desire to become a sports, to be involved in sports so much, it will be quite drama for yourself and for your child. So be careful with this big wishes. And another thing that, because it's a birthday, so I'm talking about children a lot today. So because when we experience something dramatic in our lives, and we were so scared, we project this fear on our children as well. Like if you are scared on water, you will be reacting too harsh when child around the water. So it's but it's your fear, not the child. Child is actually will do whatever it takes to heal your fear, to make it sure that you will be learning something positive out of it. And of course, you can rotate the drawing the way you want. So make sure it's comfortable for you to. Any questions? Any observations? You may notice that, like when you're working on one of these petals, there is a whole wave of energy and emotions coming through your body. And if it's really overwhelming, or you don't allow yourself to take it for some reasons, like really you put something dramatic on your drawing and it's you still don't have enough energy to access it, you always can do catharsis on this particular area and just release this inner pressure, whatever blocks you from accessing this energy. So just do the catharsis in one petal or maybe several petals, and it may help you to access it. Or another thing, like if we have a very big emotions related to any of the experiences, on a separate paper you can do catharsis related to this big event. Something big happened, like big accident, and you put it on the paper as a petal, but there is no there is such a strong resistance to it. You can do catharsis on a separate paper and finish it later, but be able to move forward. So it's always an option to release this significant pressure.
I recently heard that there was the idea that when you have a near-death experience as a child, that it kind of catapults you in I don't know how to describe it, in a kind of a spiritual sense, in a kind of you mature quickly in a sense, in a lot of ways from that experience, and it kind of catapults you in life.
So yes, like especially when something happens to us when we were very young, it has a huge impact. And any near-death experience is very dramatic. But for children, it's the whole paradigm is shifting because they really don't know what to compare with. Like when you have when you're adult and you kind of know what's whereas everything is moving, how to deal with this, even it will be dramatic, but it still have some kind of compass. For the child, when everything you learn at the first time and something that goes completely different, it has this imprinting in you that completely on different level. So that may affect your rest of the rest of your life. Like for you, maybe it will be normal. Yeah, near-death experience at the beginning can be not normal, but it could be so deeply imprinted that it will be activated again and again during the life. So it could be triggering. So I don't know if it resonates with you, but it's significant.
I drank Visine as a small child and ended up in a coma. But I got to see myself from afar, so I was up in the corner of the room looking down on myself.
Ooh, you're even like this.
And I was about 3 years old.
It's unusual experience for sure. It's, I don't know even what to say. It's let me think about it. Let me stay with this.
If I can add it, I know people who experience that, they're very, very intuitive. So you have to develop your intuition more toward to help people maybe, because you probably see more than other people do. It's like he's the angel.
Yeah, they say it's kind of a test or something, or liken it to a test. maybe it opens up your senses to a lot of different things that maybe weren't there before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you probably can do more stuff than we are. So
I don't know about that, but
maybe you can heal. Well,
I had a psychic a long, long time ago tell me I was a healer.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I kind of am now.
We all able to be healers. I'm like believe in it, and it's just a different level. So it's like riding a bike. Some people riding a bike go to the store, and some riding Tour de France. So, but everybody can ride a bike. It's just a different purposes. So it's but we can do it. It's not just about intuition, but really how you can trust it. So do you feel supported? Do you feel that there is something bigger and more powerful than just present moment and present needs? So it's seeing bigger. It's like really seeing from the distance, seeing bigger picture. Interesting. It's interesting that you still remember your experience when at age 3.
Oh, I know. I was there. I mean, I saw it. I saw myself. Essentially, I guess I was leaving my body or something. But my physical body was on the floor watching TV about 3 inches from the television, and completely gone. And my mom walked up, and she had called me twice for dinner, and you never have to call me twice for dinner. So she knew something right away was wrong and came looking for me, and she put her hand in front of my face. I saw this from afar, and I was watching a black and white movie, and it was a floor model television. I was sitting right in front of it, and she had to drive me herself to the hospital. And then that hospital wasn't equipped to take me. So she had to then get back in the car and drive me to another hospital.
Wow, it's
yeah,
quite a dramatic event. And you just was watching from the distance, all this movement.
I only saw the living room part, but after that it was gone.
So it's your out-body experience. You elevated, I guess.
Yeah.
That's, that's cool, but it's not.
It's definitely scary experience. So it's a lot of potential in this experience. Like right now, as adult, when everything scary is over, and we know that you are survived. And you know that you survived, you still be able to access this positive potential from this ability to see yourself from the distance. And what others doing from the distance as well. It's not just you, but before you tried to even experiment to travel, and maybe just there is a lot of information how to do astral traveling and out of body experiences. Make sure that you feel very connected to your own body, that you always know where to come back. The body is a very strong and very powerful anchor before we go anywhere. So if you don't have such a strong connection, don't really do it. So
It seems to happen naturally every time I'm sleeping. It seems to almost happen naturally. And I have no control over that, it seems, as of right now.
Good. So make sure that still be a connection. We establish strong connection between your soul and your body. This is the intention. So, and it's what I've witnessed seeing from, and I'm like talking to other people with abilities, and that there are different kinds of people. Some people who travel easily and have this journeys and have this beautiful experiences like yours, they could be very powerful psychics. But people who able to bring this energy to their body could be very powerful at manifestation. They can, but to manifest, you need to be very grounded and very connected to your body. So this is a different side. So, and it's a different gifts for different people. So if you don't feel like, oh, I wish
Hey,
I
Christina.
can travel.
Wendy, it's Christina.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, sorry, I got on
Hey.
another call and I lost track of time.
So we can be with just different purposes, and that's why we have different gifts. So if you wish like, oh, I wish I can travel, maybe your gift is completely different. Maybe your gift is bring this energy here and manifest something.
I did manifest a healing in my family.
Good.
That was amazing. It was very unexpected, but it came, and it was beautiful.
Yes, it's always beautiful because it's with healing, it's because it's not necessarily you, but it's be humble channel of this energy that is coming from somewhere, and you just be able to bring it and hold it for the person.
Be the vessel.
Yes, be a vessel. Yeah. What is important for healers to remember that every person has their own path and journey to the healing. So when we start feeling that, oh, I can heal this and that, we try to heal everybody, and not everybody wants to be healed. So we need to respect the willpower of each person to make sure that they accepted this healing.
I ask that those who are called to will come to me.
Okay. Yes, definitely. Who needs your help will find you.
Yes.
It's, and because the person who receiving the healer is not just receiver, it's an active participant of healing. So they really, it depends, will they take it or not? So you can give them as much as you want, But if they are not ready to take it, or if they have a secondary benefits from something that they call illness, it really does not matter what you're doing. So it's their power to accept it or ignore it. So it's interesting how the universe is really working, and how we can, what can we do and what we can not. So. I see more and more people become healers, and more people recognize this ability in themselves. Even they knew it for years, like that they're healers, but never really accepted this gift, never really did something or anything to activate it or use it much. So these days it's more people consciously.
The awakening.
Yes. And it's just everybody has their own path and their own time. So no rushing. So I don't believe that everybody has to be awakened at the same time. It's if ever, like I remember through what kind of experiences I had to go through this awakening. It wasn't much pleasant experience. So I don't want people be forced in such a dramatic evaluation of their life and their purposes and everything. So it's we should be very aware what of it. That it's not just a dreamland that you're awakening. It's a reality that you are ignoring, and you start seeing everything. And it's you have to take responsibility for your life, for your actions, for your thoughts, for your energies, and constantly be aware of it. It could be too much. So no forcing. So I'm like really, when I see that, oh, we practice this and that, I want to awaken my Kundalini. Have you ever seen a person with awakened Kundalini, and when they don't know what to do with this, it's not fun. It's like their body starts behaving crazy. Like I've seen very strong Kundalinis, and it's oh. Or maybe some people who wants like, oh, in Russia right now there's so many classes that everybody is offering, like, we will awaken your third eye, you will see the future. Are you sure you want to see the future? Are you sure it will be fun? It's not like a lottery number you will see, but you will definitely see people suffering in the future. So be very careful what you're wishing for, because there is always some responsibility related to any gift that we have. And we just accept what needs to be done and what needs to be awakened, but not really forcing anything. So let it flow naturally. But when you have experiences, you can find the help, because there is always somebody who awakened before you, and they will have maybe able to help you. Or maybe you have to experience it your own and find your own unique way. to deal with?
I was once with a friend of mine who's a healer, a very powerful healer, probably one of the most powerful I've ever met. And he's like, how are you? I was like, I'm fantastic. I feel like I'm floating and it's been amazing. And he's like, you're not grounded.
Yes.
You need to go ground. You need to go ground. And then I said, Jeff, I just got off the grounding chair. And he's like, you did, didn't you? And I was like, yeah. And I had a bunch of grounding stuff on me. And and he's like, well, wait a minute. Well, then what's going on? He's like, how come I can't see that you're grounded? And the next time I saw him, he said that I was so grounded he couldn't see it, which he said he'd never had that happen before.
Everybody has a different gifts, and it's when we tried to establish like, oh, you will have to go through this and this experiences. It's your experiences, and maybe you will go through different, but just still pay attention. How do you feel connected to the earth? Don't try to escape too far, too fast, because body is very important and earth is very important. That's why you're here. Okay, so ta-da! I've done all the roundings, and next step, what we are going to do, we start coloring. Again, in Neurographica, you can color abstract shapes, or you can color layers of flower. So if you want to keep this flower, you can just color the different layers. It's the easiest way. If you want challenge, you can color segments and create completely different, unique soul. So it could be so don't really stuck to the shape of the flower. So if you want to do something unusual, you can do it. Be creative. It's your soul. So like with your soul, you can do many interesting stuff. What I want to do. Okay, for some reason I have all those greens. Trust your body. Trust what you want. Many green colors. See what we can do out of this green. And I usually start from the center, but again, there is no strict rules. Maybe something, some event on your flower that really brings more energy and more of your attention. So you can start from there. What is this? What I love about Neurographica that it's really every time you're doing, it seems like the same exercise, the outcome will be completely different, and it's really no expectations. It's only like something beautiful will be showed up. And I finished drawing all these 20 cards. So now I need to do like a different challenge and sign them to make sure that I have a personal note in each of them, which is a real challenge for me. I don't have difficulty to draw, but to sign, make it personal. It's a challenge for me. It's interesting flower with the green center. Never, none of my other flowers have a green centers. This will be heart opening even more.
My flower has surprisingly a green center. I don't know why, but it's very
Okay, good. So we are attuned.
It may be in the field.
maybe it's a universal heart opening. And it's what surprised me how many really different shades of green I used. And there is no limitations. It's be anything. And I want to express this green to Father. So green usually represents, of course, it represents heart chakra, but it represents curiosity and it represents activity, like action. When we go and do something, so it's could be very active color, motion, some dynamic. So how's your body feeling? Do you feel, and like I start talking about body and my something like somebody like squeeze my heart for and like, oh, okay. So I pay attention to my body. So how's yours? It's a little bit more than I expected reaction from my body. So keep breathing. Is your body excited about receiving so much energy back? Because it can be overwhelming for the body to see, oh my gosh, I have to integrate so much. Now I have to do something with this energy. It could be quite a challenge. I usually don't like green colors. I'm like not much use it. Today, it's my green day. Okay, green is here. So let's see what I can do else. I want green. I want to give it some. And what else I want to say? So we pay attention to body. So the rest of the steps will be pretty much the same. We will do the coloring, we'll do the field lines, and the field lines you will have two options. You can allow the universe go across you and attune you, or maybe you ready to find the this center, inner center that can express this field line from your center to the world and initiate this alignment with yourself and with the universe as well. So because universe is inside of you, it's your reality, it's your universe. So I wanted to ask you about the time, May. So we did the drawing like timeline. How's your time perception? Just wanted to see if any changes, any activities show up in your within last few weeks that was not planned, but somehow happened. My schedule is keep not changing, but keep getting busier and busier. So meeting more and more new people, and which I'm getting very excited about. Okay, so next I want to yellow. Okay, so everybody is so quiet today. Everybody is busy with drawing. Yeah. I feel like I'm quiet today as well, so there's no much I don't feel like talking too much today. Interesting. This flower, like this drawing, is so different from what was in prior time. Yellow. So for next class, I have several themes to choose from. So I will need to ask you, what do you want to do? And the options are, we can do with a class working with our shadow. We can do class working with the theme of prosperity, with money. Or we can do something much simpler, just several simple exercises, how to calm down when it needs to be. So this could be very interesting as well. Golden. And usually have this blue color outside, but this time it's a first layer. It's completely opposite from regular ones. So how are you doing, girls? Do we keep drawing? Do we still rounding or already started coloring? How's your soul
Coloring
feeling?
over here. Strange colors.
Still rounding.
Still rounding, good. It means you have many lines. Many lines will create more connections and will activate more energy. So that's why in Neurographica, it's the more lines, the better. So the quality of drawing is defined by how many lines you have. How many crossings, how many corners you rounded. It's interesting, like in real life, I've never seen the flower that has a green center and pink outlines. It's usually opposite. It's usually pink inside. It's like inside out. So, okay. Now just and again, I want to ask you, so since you started doing this classes with me, do you feel any benefits of it? Do you feel that it's helped you in any way?
Very much so.
Yes, ma'am. Very grateful for it.
Some specifics would be appreciated.
My sanity, my sanity. Feeling calmer, feeling more at ease, and more connected.
Good. This is really the goal, to feel calmer. It's hard to underestimate of the how powerful it could be. Just calming down. Okay, what will be my
Yeah, and
final?
it's actually it's very helps for the situation right now because we was drawing a health, and you know, with this coronavirus, I think it helps a lot, and we do have a lot of time to do this. So even working to heal the energy of the planet, not just our human bodies. So that's very cool.
Yes, it's a, but I still believe that the biggest help we can give to the earth is taking care of ourselves, so the earth does not really have to clean our mess. Like if we able to clean our mess ourselves and take responsibility for our existence and for our well-being, it will be much less work. So that's why, like, it's important to take care of ourselves so nobody else has to do it. We don't have to be a burden to others, including the earth, including universe. So heal yourself first, and everybody will benefit from it.
My sister-in-law, when she finally had her awakening, it was pretty amazing because as soon as she started healing herself, her family started healing.
Oh yes, it's especially very fast resonates children. We had when my experiences with spiritual experiences started happening about 6 years ago, when my child was 14 years old. And it was a very challenging relationship between him and us as parents, especially me as mother. And when I was taking care of myself, left my child alone, suddenly all issues resolved and the best ever solution. So it's you really have to take care of yourself to help your children. And if you have any issues with children, start working with parents. If they will be helped and supported, children will benefit from it as well. I don't believe that like you have to, as a parent, go to India for the ashram to be able experience big spiritual awakenings. No, you could be very present and very available for your family, and at the same be spiritual. It's much harder to be present in a real life and be and keep the vibration. It's a so there is always feeling like I want to avoid people, I want to escape, I don't want to deal with them. Yes, it's a challenge, but you can do it. You can do it, and everybody will benefit from it. But if you try to escape it, eventually you will have to come back to this real world, and it could be as dramatic and as unpleasant as well. But if you will be adjusting yourself to the world and allow the world adjust to you and your family adjusting to you, it will be much easier, I believe. Like my family is very far from any spiritual stuff. Like my husband does not believe in any soul talk. That's really, he thinks it's almost equal to insanity. So it was a challenge to stay connected with the family and do what you feel is right. But eventually he accepted that I've changed, and he witnessed that I'm not a crazy person, which was always for him important. That I still be present, that I still take care of my family, that I still take care of myself, and not just escaping from the reality. It's so I see many people that really goes to Vipassana several times a year, and it's very powerful practice, but it could be a way to escape distractions, to avoid distractions, to avoid presence of your body and your daily chores as well. So come back, people, come back. And it could be even monks in when they go to ashrams or monastery, they still be present in daily life. Yes, they limiting their participation, but they still working hard. They still involve physical activities and participation in the world. They still be important members of the society. And it's very important how we can combine this spiritual and reality, like the real life with the real issues, like that you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to go to work, and don't get overwhelmed by all this different vibration. How you can integrate this high vibration in your present life. It's not easy, and I'm like, I still trying to figure out it for myself, but I think it will be the ultimate goal. So we don't really live on a pink cloud. We still live in among people, beautiful people, and see this beauty in daily life, in small stuff. And feel joyful. So no big experiences, but find the joy in routine, in daily simple things. This I think it would be lovely. When I will achieve this goal, I will let you know. Okay, so I define myself, and whatever is beyond you is society. This is the world around you. It's only you can define what kind of society you want, what kind of colorful, bright, and emotional relationship with other people you want to be involved with. And you feel free to experiment. I want creative society. So the turquoise color is representing creativity. And I want people be creative. Will be open for new possibilities. And find beauty in everything that is around us. That's I'm still be amazed how different it looks and how more natural compared to what I've done before. You see how it's completely different. This is more natural colors. This is like bright. This is just bright. But it's this is more complex and more interesting to me. So it's try to do it several times, and you first of all you will see that different events, different experiences will be represented on your flower, and the flower itself will be different. And maybe you can even allow yourself to let go the shape of flower and just dissolve in surroundings, like just be. It doesn't really matter what kind of shape you have. You just present, and it's could be a challenge, but it could be very powerful experience. And when we color, we connect all these small segments together, so we can step back and really look at the bigger picture on a bigger purpose. And again, when we're talking about the life purpose, for me, the life purpose is a joy of the process. Like it's not the ultimate goal that you need to reach, but how you really growing and developing yourself during the process, because the goal can be always changing, but and how you adjust to those changes, how you find joy in this movement. This is could be fun. Oh, I love it. There is always an option to not color everything, so you can leave some of this white areas as well. So it's up to you. You just trust your intuition of what do you want. Like really turn on your imagination. We're talking about your soul. It's not about something that can belong to somebody else. It's yours. And now I remember what I wanted to talk about soul retrieval. So when we've been in some kind of relationship and we left some piece of our soul, it's not just we feel uncomfortable and depleted by leaving this energy with somebody else, but the person who's still carrying on our energy still feel uncomfortable as well, because something in their energetic field that does not belong them, but they still be carrying on. And it's when we returning something that really ours, not somebody else, just ours, is double win. So we help ourselves and we help to people or places or situation that does not have to carry on this energy. So and if you returning to the situation where you felt you are a victim, and take the energy back, accept this energy back, is releasing the situation. It's you are not a victim anymore. You active participant, you have the options to go back and do something. Victim consciousness is very dramatic and it's very powerful. Like, we don't realize that victims has the biggest charge and they have the biggest power to keep activate this energy of tragedy or drama or let it go. So it's a victim who decides to let it go, not the perpetrator. So, and when you decide it's time to let go, you are not a victim anymore. You are creator, actively participant of life. Because when we talk about victims, victims feel like everybody owes them, like everybody has to do something because they have no power. I'm telling you, you have the power, and it's only you who can do it. And it will be perfect and beautiful, no matter how it's going to be.
To your question earlier, Anna, about how working with you on the Neurographica has an impact.
Yes.
I think all of these, to your point right now, all of these facets, these rounding of corners and creating flow and something comprehensive out of sort of natural events and pathways that flow and intersect. It takes the clang out of life, because sometimes, often each day, something arises and it kind of clangs, or you know, someone hits your car, or something unexpected happens, or things don't go how we often imagine them. And yet, if you keep in this practice or habit of kind of seeing the world is keeping in the flow, and all these parts somehow form some kind of cohesion, it really is good on a nervous system, because everything belongs, everything flows, everything connects, no matter what it is. And it's not just the fragmentation of a bunch of pieces that don't match that happen every day, but it all coordinates. And I think at a very deep level, not only the nervous system, but kind of the heart and the belief system, find that very nourishing.
Thank you. Like, I would not phrase it better, but it's really about you. Everything is just a part. Any experience in your life is just a part of your existence, and it's a beautiful, even it's dramatical. So it's everything has a everything belongs. Yeah, so you don't have to choose between you want this or that. You can have it all, and it's still be joyful and still be powerful. So this is yeah, thank you, thanks a lot for sharing it. It's and just on Monday I had another class, and I was talking like somebody asked if what is Neurographica for me? Like, did I have a big revelations during these drawings? And like, I had sometimes big experiences, but for me, Neurographica is an emotional hygiene. Like when you can go and release this external and internal pressure and keep moving on in a harmonious way. So I don't really need to experience this big emotional drama every day if I can just, because it's even big emotion, like joyful experiences could be stressful for the body, but I can release it evenly during the like on a daily basis, and don't get overwhelmed by it, and still be enjoying it. So I don't need to have this blow my mind experiences all the time. I just find the enjoyment and fun in every small corner, and it's enough, and it's enough to be happy. Okay, so I finished my coloring. You keep going. I know that I'm usually the fastest one in the group. And I will show you what I can. Next, I want to do, if I want to bring the narrow, like field lines, the universal lines through the flower, like I did it, I'll show you here. Like I just keep the flow. So they just going through. And this one was from the center to the sides, because this was second, and I felt like this is already actively, like that I found the peace in my center, that I found the inner power. So for this one, I don't know what I want. I want to save this. It feels like a seed. Something wants to be born. Something is getting planted. Just got planted. And I want to protect it somehow. And I still feel lines. And again, lines can repeat lines that already existing, and they could be completely finding new way, new direction. And we will round all those corners to make sure that everything is integrated in a safe way. So we don't really leave any corner. So after every step, after every line added, we're grounding those corners. And those corners. I started from the center, but you can start from any side of it. So when we bring lines from inside outside, it means that you are ready to express yourself. You're not just the word just is inappropriate here, but you are not you're ready to share something with the world. This is the message, that you feel you have something to share, and it could be harmoniously integrated in society. So we always integrate, we always transforming conflicts, not avoiding, but transforming conflicts in the positive resources and positive energy. And I'm curious now, like when I start. Oh, you've done. Let me show.
No, I'm not done.
Yeah, but you've done with
the rounding.
rounding is done.
I'm really struggling trying to figure out colors for this one.
Just trust your body. So see what kind of colors will start showing up, and it could be completely different, or it may repeat some of this theme that you have in the first one. I always amazed how many petals you have. They like really you had a busy life.
I feel like I've lived like several lifetimes in this life.
Okay, so yes, make it beautiful. So, and it's I really hope that at the end you will feel that everything belonging, like everything belongs and everything is connected. So there is no useless or worthless experience in your life, because only because of them you are here.
Right. Oh yeah, I very much have gotten to the point where nothing is a negative, everything is a positive, and it's either, you're either teaching or learning in any given moment.
Yes.
And everything had to happen the way it was so I could be here the way I am now. Yes. I'm thinking this may look like a third eye.
Yes, it can. It's interesting, like allow the colors, because sometimes when you start to do colors, completely different shapes and forms start appearing. So, and when I start coloring, I don't really think what I want. I don't analyze. I just allow this like the creativity just flow, and after the coloring done, or even during the process, I'm like, wow, I did not see this shape. And it's always interesting how it's revealing itself. And you may, sometimes when we start drawing, we hold the picture one way, and when we rotate it like 190 degrees or 180 degrees, it's a completely new story. And it's interesting, like all these shapes seems like very abstract, no expectations, but at the same time they can tell you the whole story, like all. It's not, your subconscious mind is trying to talk to you, and it's I probably already told you that one of my students said, like, this is like secret language we learn and talk, and it's just allow it to flow, to go through us, to be expressed. And I wanted to ask you, so did you start any other creativity? Like, did you start doing something else besides Neurographica? Because I'm like, honestly, I feel that Neurographica is just the beginning. It was beginning for me, so I hope it will be the beginning for you. That maybe you started to write poetry or do something that you wanted to try, and maybe you start painting, drawing, dancing. So any activities, any experiences, share them with us. inspire us. What could be done next? When this isolation will be over, I'm curious, like, what will be next? Like, what I'm going to do next? How is it going to be changing? But not with anxiety, like, oh my gosh, again changes, but with excitement, like, really, what else? Because I'm like so grateful to coronavirus and all this isolations that we had, that it was forced me to start this online classes, and more people now know about this method. So I'm just okay, so let's see what will be next. And I know already some of my students, some of my friends have this like, oh, we had so much new traditions build up when we have this time with family, that they don't want to come back to the regular life because so much stuff was shifted and adjusted, and it's this is could be fun and challenge to save what good we have in our real in our daily life. Not real, this is the real life as well, but now
I think we're meant to create a new one. That's why. Not go back to the old. Not go back to the old, but create a new one.
Hopefully. I know that it will be new. I know for sure that it will be new and it will be different.
Better, more connected, more love.
More love, more joy, more peace, more presence, you know, more connection to ourselves and to other people on a different level. So this is all our desires, but it's sometimes it's easy to say, much harder to do. So, but if you don't try, there nothing will be accomplished. So we need to try and try and allow ourselves just experience what needs to be experienced. Whew. I love this flower. I think it's one of my best. And it's every time I feel like this is my best. This is my best. And I brought some musical instrument that you'll keep drawing, and I'll just keep make some sound, because drums did not work for some reason. My microphone did not start adjusting, and it's just some noise, but this seems like worked well. This was my chimes. I feel that sound is very appropriate when we're talking about the soul, and it's very important to feel and hear the sound of our soul, because it's always trying to talk to us. Maybe sometimes sing to us. Okay, girls, how we are doing? I love my flower.
Beautiful, Anna. Mine is still in process, so I'll keep working on it.
Good.
Yeah.
But do you like it? Like, did you start to coloring it, or is it just?
I started it. I didn't get very far because I kept getting phone calls from work. So
Okay.
I need to sit down and like work a little bit more, and maybe I'll watch the rest of this video because I missed part of it. Yeah.
And it's interesting how worlds start interacting and what with you during such a sacred process, like returning energy for yourself. What kind of phone calls you had? Just think about it. Like, what is really distracting you from be present and take care of yourself? This is the universe is talking to you as well. So just, there is no coincidences. So everything is just speaking. So just pay attention to it. And you can text me or email me your drawing if you want to share it.
Okay. Yeah, wonderful.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you, Anna.
So
Anna's, yours has such an amazing 3D quality. At first I thought, oh, it's kind of cabbage-like, but it has this depth and radiance. It's amazing 3D. And it also has the shape of, you know, like those peyotes in Mexico, you see.
yes,
It's incredible. If you watch it, you go in and out of it. It has a lot of dimensionality.
yes, it's my interesting what will be found in the cabbage. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm always open. So how's yours? How's yours is doing? Do you like?
I don't know. I think it's declared itself finished, but I'm still looking at it. I'm done coloring. I just was surprised by my colors, but I just kept with it.
Okay, so you feel free to email it, text me to. Oh,
Is this it? Yes.
that's it.
Wait, is that? Yes. Here it is. It's kind of a hot mess.
But it's like very bright, and I love how colorful is everything around you. Like and again, there is a sense that it's an eye. So like last time when you did another drawing, there was a sense like eye is looking at you, and you have this blue and yellow circles in like within this colors within this flower. So something is watching you, something is looking after you. And yes, I love how the powerful flows around you. So there is so much it's intense, it's a definitely intense flower, but it's just a different quality and different in different purposes, different goals for sure. Thank you.
What do you mean by different goals?
You know, so, there is the form is always telling us what kind of function we have to have, and different shapes, different purposes. This is I learned from my doctor. So he believed that even shape of the body has a different purposes in life. And yours is a intensity, and intensity is could be very helpful in some. It's different. Like some people are mellow and they can receive energy from others. Other people so intense they can express the energy towards the world. So whenever you when you find the harmony in this intensity, there will be a lot of energy that you can share with other people. So that's why I'm saying that it's a different purpose. So just but I love how the gentle is the surroundings around you. Those colors around you, purple and pink, they have the sense of gentleness. So the universe is really wise and loving around you. So you just need to trust to it. So I hope I made it clear what I meant.
Oh, thank you, Anna. I just, when you said different purposes, I was curious.
So the different, it's just a different purpose. Different, you have to work with the different goals. Maybe more intense. They could be not, like you have to find where you can feel intensity and joy at the same time. But somehow it feels right. So the joy could be intense as well. Okay, so when you finish the drawing, so I highly recommend you to connect to this flower and just see where in your body it resonates with you. Where does it live? Where does it belong? Does it have enough space? Does it have enough acceptance and connection? So, and it could be anywhere in your body. So just feel it, see. You don't need to be like anybody else. It's your soul and it has its own corner, or maybe the whole body. It's and feel the presence. It's like feel that it's inside of you, not anywhere else. It's inside of you. It's always inside of you. So and see how the body will resonate with this, like what kind of reaction your body will express. Does it start breathing more deeper? Does it start, maybe tears show up? Maybe you will feel more grounded and more connected, not just to the soul, but to the world itself. So just experience it. It could be very small or very big. It's just observe. We don't force anything. We really observing and allowing. So when we observe, we accept. And when we accept, we let go. So it's always my pleasure to work and draw with you. So if you have any questions, if you have something to share, so please feel free to do it. So you can email me or text me drawings. Feel free to repeat this exercise until you really will be satisfied with the result. Like the satisfaction and joy from what you see is key to feel joy in your life, to feel joy in your daily life. And again, every time it will be different, and every time you will learn something new about yourself. And let me switch to face to face and say bye to you. Okay, so Kenny. Oh, you started coloring. Oh, it's such a gentle blue. Something is interesting. And green again. Yours is green inside as well.
Yeah.
It's a green day.
Yeah.
It's a green day. So I'm really curious how it's going to look, because show everybody your first drawing, because it's different already. Yeah, this was the first drawing that was done on Friday. Even petals are the same. The shape seems like the same, but it has a different quality. It has a different energy. So interesting. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you.
Okay, girls. So today I'm finishing a little bit earlier. So if you want to just keep drawing, and if you love me to talk, I can do it. Talk about nothing, or we can just finish the class, and you feel free to finish it whenever you want. Okay?
You deserve a break, Anna.
Yeah. And I will go just celebrate my son's birthday.
There you go.
The
Have a
cake
wonderful celebration, Anna.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Anna.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell him happy birthday. Sarah.
Okay, bye.
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 Anna, thank you so much.
Bye.